And that biblical revelation is the universality of a sin nature. We are born with a self-centered human nature that's given to greed and given to lust, given to lying, given to pride. And basically without a set of external rules that God gives us, which are written in our hearts anyway, we all have a sense of decency. But without those rules, without some form of law, our human nature would kick in, and basically we become social Darwinists and only the strong survive. Basically, if I'm stronger than you and I want you or what you have, I'm going to take it. If you're a Calvinist, you'd call that universal depravity. We're all born with it. As soon as you have a child, it ain't going to take you long to find out by their cries when that child is manipulating you and when he's not. Oh, you little sinner, you. We all have it. It's woven into our DNA. We are fallen. It's systemic. It's chronic. It's terminal. Now, when you come to Christ and you get baptized, something happens, and it's real, man. If there is a authentic connection between your faith and His grace, and you follow Christ in the first act of obedience, which is baptism, and I hold every Christian who confesses Christ, I hold their confession as suspect unless they are baptized. There's something that happens when you come out of those baptismal waters. Your sin nature has been blunted, it's been curbed. And it doesn't have the power over you it used to have. And that's a fact. So sin, hamartia in the Greek, which is an archery term, meaning you don't have the strength to hit the target, you don't have the aim to hit the target, you're going to miss the target. The target being God's will for you. How He created you and intended you to function according to form. There's another word. That word is transgression. Transgression is like a trespass. It's like a sign that says, do not cross this line, do not touch this paint, it's wet, which kind of excites in you and it arouses in you through curiosity and rebellion a desire to do exactly the opposite of what it tells you not to do. And so transgression, you could sum it up as rebellion. And just because we have power over sin through Christ, just because our sin nature has been curbed, doesn't mean we don't from time to time just want to have our way. And just do it. We're just willful, we just want to do it. We're tired, we feel entitled, the world owes me a living, I'm going to just do what I want to do. And we commit a transgression. And after that transgression's done, if you're a Christian, you feel conviction. Not condemnation, but conviction. That, man, I blew it. I didn't want to do that, really. And no harm, no foul. You just go back to the Lord. 1 John 1:9, if we confess our sins, then God is faithful and just to forgive us of our sins and cleanse us from all unrighteousness. And boom, you're back on top again. And it's not hard to do. So at the transgression stage, when we act out willfully, coming back to God, confessing that sin, getting back upright again, not tough to do. That's what He wants you to do. When you commit sin, when you're feeling guilty, you feel like convicted, Dad just wants you to run back to Him. Papa just wants you to run back to Him. Let's talk about it. Let's get this taken care of. There's another word, and that word is iniquity. If you make a habit out of rebellion, if you make a habit out of transgressing, sooner or later that transgressing becomes an iniquity. And an iniquity means it becomes hardwired. It becomes addictive, habitual. And from the point it becomes an iniquity, it's going to be harder and harder for you the rest of your life to get upright, get back, to gain victory over it. Unfortunately, a lot of people come to Christ and come into the church bound in iniquity. And the tug of that thing, for some, never lets up. They're always going to have to make a harder effort to stay out of that than you do when you commit a transgression. And so when people came to the Moreau home, or when they come to our church and we engage them in what we call a discipleship process, which is just growing in the knowledge of Christ, getting stronger in knowing the truth that sets you free, then basically what we say to them is our church as a whole is governed by three things: structure, accountability, and discipline. And most people don't like structure, lots of people don't like discipline, but the thing people have the worst time with is accountability. They don't like to be accountable. And those kind of people don't stay long in our church, to tell you the truth. Those kind of people don't stay free for very long. So, Lent is not about self-denial, as just, I'm going to give up sugar. It's about self-discovery. It's about self-scrutiny, self-examination. It's learning how much joy there is in shedding stuff, trimming the branches, pruning the branches, weeding the garden. Because the good thing is you get fruit. Fruit's good. And that's what I'm looking forward to in Lent. That's what I'm looking forward to in developing the Lenten material. Aaron Thompson in Illinois has agreed to do the artwork for it. He's fantastic. You should see the artwork he does for our t-shirts each year for our man camp. He's going to do for the t-shirt for the man camp this year, it's going to be Plato's Chariot, in which Plato illustrated the victorious life as a chariot in which a man was in the chariot and he was holding the reins on a white horse and a black horse, or a red horse. Some have red horse. The red horse, or in some pictures it's a black horse, is Eros. And Eros, or Eros if you will, is our sensual nature. It's our appetites, our pleasure centers. It's where we get the word for erotic from, so it entails lust, greed, but not necessarily so, just your appetites. The white horse is thumos, or thumus, where we get a word thermos from, and it means hot heat. It's that thing that makes animals bristle when they feel endangered. It's what gives a man the courage to go against his fear, to act bravely in a situation that risks his own life for the sake of others. It's what gives someone that compassion that causes them to act instead of being passive. Thumus, that burning hot thing inside your heart, causes a man to be a real man, causes a woman to be passionate. And the charioteer is logos, or logos. Logos means reasoning, your will, an informed will, makes informed decisions. Without reasoning, without a strong will, Eros can get out of control. With a strong will, Eros can be managed. And managed and stewarded so that it's used in the right way. You can enjoy all the things you want to enjoy, but just do it in moderation. Thumus too. Thumus unchecked can lead to fury and rage. And so both of those are steered and managed and controlled by logos, reasoning. That factor that holds all things together, that orders things. Interestingly, in John, in the first couple of verses of John, in the Greek, it's anarche and a logos, kai a logos, prostheo, kai theo, and a logos. And basically, in the beginning was the Word was with God, and the Word was God. But the word for word there is logos. And that Jesus is ultimately the governing factor, the person who holds all things together with the word of his power. So I want Aaron to draw that out for the back of our shirt this year. 2 horses coming at you, one breathing fire, the other black, and the charioteer in the background. Because this is what we teach our men each year, on how to be self-controlled, disciplined, structured, accountable. I haven't relit it yet. That pot is still half full. It's good. Look good on me? Yeah. Bilbo. Think about now, Brian Duncan probably got my package, I think. No, he didn't get it today. He'll probably get it tomorrow. That'll be a hoot. When Brian does a reveal on that package, you guys got to tune into him. He's the life of Brian. He's wearing this hunter's hat with the earmuffs and all that on it. Check him out. Check out Chris, Backcountry, Eagles, all those guys. You can see them on my webpage. My subscribers, every one of